Welcome back to the 545 podcast. I'm your host, J-Rod. I'm here with my co-host,
Archangel from the Pleasure Pack.
And today we have two guests on our show. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Christian Retta, one half of Beige.
Andrew Steele, the other half of Beige.
Damn, you guys are putting your full government names out there.
I know.
Yeah,
we got
I know.
Beige on the podcast today, everybody.
Yeah, we got Beige. Very, very excited to have these guys on here.
And if you don't know who they are, you're going to know right now.
Yeah, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn for sure. So, for the people that don't know, or the people that do, like, why do you think you guys are on here? Like, what's your guys' thing?
What
like,
brings you to the 545 podcast
yeah, like
today?
how if anyone knows you guys, like, what would they know you for?
Making music, definitely, yeah.
Music, yeah.
So music under the name Beige.
Yeah, yeah, new project specifically coming out Friday, or is already out by the time
Yeah,
this
by
comes
the
out.
time this comes out,
Yeah.
the mixtape Burnt Tape.
Burn tapes.
Burnt
yeah.
Tapes 1 is coming out.
We'll get into that. We'll get
Mhm.
into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, that's cool. For the people that don't really know you specifically, like for me, I don't really know this. We want to know how old you guys are. Like, what's your guys' age? What school did you guys go to?
Yeah.
When did you guys graduate?
We're both 18. Both graduated Clovis North.
Nice.
Just this
Yeah.
last spring. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. You guys are fresh out.
Yeah.
I know. Damn. Have you guys gone to school together like your whole lives?
We met in Rio, 7th grade.
Okay.
You guys
You
went to Rio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Wow,
That's
gang,
crazy.
Rio.
I went to Liddell. I think he went to River Bluff. And
Okay.
then
Damn, I went to Liddell and you went to
Yeah,
River
I know,
Bluff.
that's crazy.
Yeah. You went to
Alumni.
Liddell? That's crazy. Yeah.
How old are you guys?
I'm 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
20?
both 20.
Yeah.
Both.
So you graduated 2016?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
class of 16, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, and then we both went to North, and then we've just been in school together ever since.
So you guys met in high school then? Or you guys met in middle school?
Yeah.
And then, how'd you guys become friends? Like, was it from that first like meeting in middle school, or did it become like later on?
It was just PE class, 7th
Yeah.
grade.
Really,
Yeah.
PE?
Specific
Yeah.
class? That's dope. That's
Probably
crazy.
like the first or second week of school.
I was into
Really?
this redhead, and he was friends with her. And I was
Yeah,
like,
he's asking me about her.
I love redheads.
That's
man.
a good way to
Facts.
become friends with somebody right there.
Dope. Yeah, like that when we were like talking about things to ask you guys, I really want to know like how long have you guys been friends? Because normally like people are friends for a long time before they like make it into a project or anything like that. Like
Or
that's how
do
at least how
anything,
we
yeah.
were.
Like
So-
it takes time. We just wanted to know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So you guys met in middle school. That is pretty sick.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. we didn't make music until like 2016, I think. End of 2016. So we had already been friends for like 4 years
Okay.
or something like that.
Did you guys like always like music? Like, did you guys like have that in common when you became friends?
Yeah, kind of. And then it kind of just developed, I guess, over time.
definitely more and more. By the time high school came around,
Yeah.
that was like a lot of,
Mhm.
like our conversations and stuff.
Started to become more about music and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I'm
The culture.
Yeah, I'm curious because music's like one of those things where it's like everyone wishes they could do it, but no one ever like really takes it seriously to actually do it. So
Yeah.
I think that's cool how you guys are like actually doing it. Like,
That's
your
something-
sound is like really good,
Yeah.
so it's not like you're not trying, you know.
Something that surprises me too, because like,
Closer.
yeah, sorry, it surprises me too, like, because in middle school we like effed around and we like made some clothes, like just some screen print stuff.
Yeah.
We made some videos, some film stuff.
Mhm.
Music was like the one thing that we didn't like really touch at all because we're
Mhm.
like, you can't do that. You can't make music.
Yeah,
That shit's
yeah,
crazy. And it's funny now that that's like our main thing that we do.
That's crazy.
But I've always wanted to do that. Yeah. So I'm happy that we do.
So when did you guys realize that you guys wanted to actually like, okay, let's get into music? Or like what, like was there like a first like thought or like a first something that happened that made you guys be like, okay, like let's make music? Or did it start like individually and then did you guys like come together and be like, oh wait, let's do this shit together? Like how did that become a thing?
I don't really remember, to be honest.
Really?
Like it was just kind of, I think it's just something that happened. Like we started like talking about it and like as if it's something we could do. And then we started like writing stuff and then, or I would like make a beat on like my phone on GarageBand.
That's what I was gonna
and
say. I was
Dang.
gonna say
Okay.
GarageBand is kind of like
Yeah.
fucking around in GarageBand.
Okay, so
Wow.
you
And then
made
I
the
made, like, a
beats,
little
yeah,
hook
okay.
for it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I don't know, and then Christian like wrote stuff to it, and then we just started talking about it, and then eventually we like got beats and we actually like got it mixed and stuff,
Mhm.
and then we're
Okay,
like,
so it started out on GarageBand, and
Yeah.
you were making beats, and you were just like messing around on it. And then you're like, all right, he wants to hop on. Let's
Yeah.
do something for fun, and then like that became what it is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think important thing we did too is we waited like it was a cool while before we ever released anything. Like probably 5 months before we actually ever released anything.
Okay.
That's like a big question we wanted to ask, because like for us, like we always have ideas of stuff we want to do, and then we start working, and sometimes it takes months or a couple of days
like a time
or weeks
period before we actually like initialize or actually like do it or like put it public and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when was it where you guys were just like, we have all this, like fuck it, let's just put it out? Like, can you remember like a moment where you're just like, yo, we just got to do it? And how'd you do it?
Like, was there a long time period before of you guys just like doing it for fun, and then like you realizing like, okay, let's put this out and see what people think about it?
Yeah, it's hard to pull the trigger because like there's I don't know, there's too many people out there like that. Oh, that guy who released a rap song and it's like a goddamn joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that dude's so whack. What kind of the catalyst was probably Sean Rojas, honestly.
Okay.
We made some tracks. We were like, wow, these are actually like, we feel like these aren't just like trash. And we brought it to him, and we weren't really that close with him at the time. Like,
really?
I really wasn't. He'd known him for a few years.
Well, I knew him because he's like my sister's age, and so I think they went to middle school together or something. And then so I kind of knew him like, and then through like church and stuff, like our families knew each other, but like we weren't like friends or anything.
I just like shook his hand when I bought EXP stuff, but that's it.
That's crazy. Same. That's how I met him too.
And then we sent him some stuff or showed it to him. And then like he's like, yo, like this is tight. Let's talk about this more. We met up. He kind of helped us plan some stuff. And then really ever since then, now like we're super tight now. And yeah, he kind of just helps like a lot of like art direction and stuff.
Yeah,
for us.
that's another thing I wanted to ask a lot about.
That's crazy. So like, it took like a big brother type of figure to be like, oh, okay, like somebody older than us and like that we like kind of look up to says like, okay, like this shit's dope, like maybe we can actually do it. So like you guys kind of just needed so you kind of needed that like motivation to
like
be
that
like
push
okay,
to do it.
Yeah. That's sick.
That's sick. That was another question.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys about that too, because like, shouts out to Sean. Like,
Shouts out Sean.
like that's like a good person to have like on your guys' side. Like you guys, you guys are varsity team and shit, right?
Yeah.
Shouts out the varsity team.
Shouts out varsity team.
And like now you guys are like all boys and everything. Like everybody's all close. Like that's dope. I thought you guys knew each other like forever. Like I thought you guys have always been like friends. Like to know that you guys met up recently. That's dope.
It's like 2 years probably.
That's crazy.
Finally leaving high school is like how we got closer to, because it's like they're all hanging out. It's like 11 p.m. They're like, all right, we're gonna go to the bar. I'm like, all right, I got school tomorrow. I got a dip.
That's crazy.
And then the first thing that we did too, because we're like, we only have one. Like when we put out our music for the first time, that's like the only, like that's the one first time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So we dropped a video because we thought that'd be like the coolest like. Yeah, we
what
made
song
music.
was
It
Up
was
Down, if you remember.
Okay, I remember.
Shit,
And so we dropped a little video for that, and then we had like another couple of songs that we were gonna put into an EP like the same week, and so that's how we did it, like the first release.
Dang, was your guys' video? Was it at that park? Was it at the park, or am I thinking of a different video?
I think that was a separate video. The one we shot Up Down was at this office that they had.
I've been there before. Yeah, I remember the office. Yeah. Dang.
One thing that we had back then that like Sean was also pro, and we've always been about, is like actual projects over just like one single every 4 months.
Okay.
Like, that's something I think we've done. We put out like 4 projects already, like different lengths, different styles and stuff. I feel like it's just helped us grow and evolve to like just become better.
That's kind of like a better way to take at it than just like throwing out a bunch of singles like randomly, because it makes you seem like you're more into it and like you guys are more like about it.
That's like perfect. Going into like what I wanted to know more about was like your guys' projects and like your guys' image and like all like the imagery and like the whole vibe around it. It's like really good. Like all your photos are sick, like the edits, like the colors, like everything about it's super cool. Like, do you guys, is that like a lot of those ideas, are those your guys's, and then you guys just like all get together and make it happen, or like oops like how does that stuff happen? Like all your pictures, your videos, like is this just an idea and then you do it, or does it take a team, or is it someone else's idea?
I mean, Sean's got a lot of ideas for like that kind of side of stuff, like visuals and stuff, which always helps. But I mean, like we all just throw out ideas and we're like, that would be cool, but like that might be hard to do. Like we should do this, and we all just kind of bounce ideas off each other, and then it ends up being whatever it is. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I tell Andrew too. Like sometimes we'll look back on like projects and we're like, shit, like I don't even know, like that came out better. Like that all kind of worked out better than I thought. Like, I am proud of that. Like I feel like a lot of our different projects, you got like different kind of aesthetics, I guess, and help like tie it together and stuff. And
we did like the space stuff for our
that stuff
was
sick.
I feel like that's that's another thing like a lot of other people don't do a lot too. Like just the art, everything around it, the photo shoots, videos. is more than just like the music itself.
Yeah, because like I
Yeah.
noticed everything's like aesthetically pleasing. Like everything you guys do, like you guys promote it in a way that like it looks a certain way. Like everybody remembers that. Like they'll see that and they'll be like, okay, this is coming out. Like this is
Yeah.
what it's gonna be about. This is how it's gonna look and stuff like that. Like I've noticed, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. Like I like to look at it like even if you don't like the music, like you'll like something about you guys. Like you'll like your Instagram feed, or you'll like this video, or you're like their show,
Or the
like,
drawings or the artwork and all that stuff. That's
Mhm.
cool.
And like you guys like always do stuff with like EXP, and that's super cool. Like
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah,
shit.
shouts out EXP.
Yeah, shouts out. Going back to like meeting Sean, buying.
Yeah, I know.
I met him when I bought the very first shirt. I still have it. I'm gonna break it out.
What was the shirt?
The blue one.
Yeah, you wear that all the time. That thing's
It's like a medium, and I wear like an XL now.
Is
Like
it
I
the blue
still
one
got,
that's like white and orange.
yeah,
That one.
it has
That's
a
crazy.
star. Yeah, I still got that shit
That's
on
crazy.
ice.
That's crazy. One thing I want to know. So where did Beige come from? Like how did that become a thing? Like the name, and then like obviously you two like thinking like, okay, like let's get together, let's do this together, but let's like not be our own, but like let's be our like together. That's basically.
As to not the name specifically, but as how we came together, I don't know. It was just super natural, I guess. Like it didn't even
Kind of just fell into
we kind
place.
of were going back and forth, and I think it's just easier to jump into something when you do it with a person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, let's just effort and start making music. And then creating names is honestly sometimes so frustrating, whether it's an album name, band name,
Yeah.
like,
Song name,
sometimes,
anything.
yeah, song. It's just difficult. That was just days we've been going back and forth, trying to think of something to call ourselves. And then, if you wanna,
Yeah. So my like you know how they have like those default Wi-Fi names
Yeah,
that
yeah.
come with the network. It was beige sycamore, like a tree,
Haha, nice.
on my Wi-Fi, and I don't know, it was just hella weird. And then like my room is always like a beige color, like a yellowish beige.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just freaking happened. We were
It's
just
stuck.
like,
That's
yeah,
cool.
So
let's
you're just
do
on your,
beige.
you're just looking for Wi-Fi, and that came up, and you just saw that, and you're like, okay, like that sounds cool,
yeah,
and then
we just liked how it sounded, kind of. And we're like,
I think we were like
go with it, like-
going back and forth, like throwing out names, and I was like, or one of us was like, what about beige, right? Like my password, my Wi-Fi
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And we were like, maybe. And then we kind of sat on it, but then we couldn't think of anything else. And then we're like, yeah, let's just do beige.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I think the
dope.
name's sick. Like I
Yeah.
like it. Like I
Like-
normally don't want to like ask people about their names because it's kind of cheesy, but I like your guys' name. I was really curious about that too, actually.
And it's like nobody would have expected that unless they actually like know. So I think that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Like no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, like that's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Another thing I wanted to ask you guys too is since how long have you been making music? 2 years, you said?
I think we're just coming on about like 2 years of starting.
Okay, so aside from like making all the lookbooks and videos and things like that, like normally when people start making music, like that's what they aspire to do. Like they want to make music videos and they want to bring people involved and have a team. But you guys like already started with that. So it's like, what do you guys want to do besides that? Like what's next? Like do you guys want to do more shows? Do you guys want to do more merch? Do you guys want to make more music? Like what do you want to do that's like different, like out of your realm?
If there's anything.
Yeah, if there is anything.
I think for me personally, oddly enough, those first two things you said, shows after September, Strummers was super tight.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
I
was
want
fun.
to
That was
ask
hella
you guys
fun.
about that
Strummers
too.
was super sick. I was like, I want to do more shows. Definitely. I feel like a lot of the songs on this project were actually made with like kind of live performing in mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
specifically.
good idea.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple specifically, and then merch. I really want to make some merch too, even just to give to like the homies and stuff. I really want to make some merch.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that from
Yeah,
both you
that's
guys.
dope.
That's cool though. Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys like, cause Strummers wasn't your first show, was it?
It pretty much was. Like we did a little, like 2 songs at like Lucha Fest.
We just pressed
First
one.
Yeah, the
17,
first
but
one,
that
yeah.
was like, I wouldn't even count it. Like Strummers was like the real, like our first little
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. What'd you guys think about it then? What'd you think about being on stage and stuff?
It was tight. It's a fun feeling because once you get into it and it's just like hella fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you just had the homies there just going on.
All the
Yeah.
homies were
It
there
was
jumping
crazy
around.
fun.
That was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, you guys had the crew in there for sure. I was hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That was
cool.
dope.
And like for the people listening, the tape, we might have already said this, but the tape is going to be out by the time you watch this, but it's not out by the time we're recording this. And I'd been listening to it and it's really good. And when you said like, oh, like it's kind of more like there's some songs in there that'll be good live, like there is.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of good songs on there. Like I'm so excited for people to hear this tape. You both you guys snapped, or Riley snapped.
Riley
Like,
went stupid on
yeah,
that.
I was just telling him off camera. I was like, "Yo, the beats Riley made you guys are fucking
Shouts out to
crazy." I'm so glad to like have you guys on some pleasure pack shit, because then like I already got shows planned. Like I want you guys a part of it. I want everyone to be a part of it. Like, and all those new songs are sick.
That's not like our biggest regret with this whole thing is Sean's like, yo, we should have made time for a shoot with us and Riley, and that would have been sick. But yeah, just not soon. Dude's probably with his girlfriend right now.
Yeah, he probably is fucking turned right. But yeah, I'm super excited for people to hear this music. These beats are like next level. Like I can't even believe it. And the way your guys flows, everything about it is super sick.
That's why I like. You're not gonna hear anyone else like us on Termite's beats. You know what I mean?
You guys
like,
definitely have your own
like,
style.
Termite has a lot of people on his beats, but like a lot of them are a similar sound. Like you're not gonna hear people like us on Termite's beats. Like what we do on his beats, like is different.
Yeah, and it's really good. And he was telling me off camera too. Like you guys recorded the whole tape in like a couple weeks, right?
I'll say like most of it in like 2 weeks. Probably.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are
You
crazy.
guys tapped in. How was that? How was the making of burnt
It's
tapes?
crazy organic. Yeah, like I feel like for some reason us and Riley just have hella good chemistry. Actually, like
Yeah, you guys sound really good on the music. It sounds natural.
Yeah, like once you have that like kind of that feeling that you want on it, and you just go with it, and it just becomes easy. And like for like 2 weeks, yeah, like I was coming over to his dorm, and we would just record
Dang.
like a couple times a week for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like listening to the whole tape, I would never have thought you guys made that in 2 weeks. Like it sounds really good. Like it sounds like music. Like it sounds like music that can come out. Like it could have came out years ago and could come out years from now. Like that's awesome. Oops.
Do you guys have any videos or anything planned for that already, or like have you guys already made any?
We haven't really talked about like videos yet for it, but I mean we're always down to make videos. So
Yeah.
That's dope.
What are like some of your favorite songs on the tape? Like so when people are gonna be able to listen to it after they see this. So what are some of your guys' favorite songs? Like what are some of yours? And like what
if
are
you
some of yours?
don't want to, I guess it doesn't matter because they're gonna hear.
Yeah,
that,
it's gonna be out by the time this comes out.
Shoot, I really like. There's one called "Ain't New."
Yeah, that's the one I was gonna say too. I was like, I don't know what the title was officially that we're going
that
with.
one's crazy. The beat is insane.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, there's like a good amount of like singing and rapping on this, and I like how both you guys like do that. Both you guys like sing and rap, right?
Yeah. It's kind of just all over.
That's
the
like
place.
back and forth. That's dope.
That's sick. Like
I mean, we owe it to mixing too. Mixing like can change the whole.
Yeah,
entire-
true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
but it sounds good. That's
But-
all that matters.
Yeah.
Like, what made you guys like want to sing on stuff? Like, normally people are so nervous to try and do that. Like, it's easy to just like rap.
Yeah.
Like,
What I've been trying to do more on music is like just like change up my delivery and stuff. You know what I mean? More interesting.
which is your guys' delivery is really good. Like, a lot of people when they start making music, they have like their talking voice, and like people have like their music voice. And
Yeah.
you guys like rap, singing, music voice is really good.
Yeah.
Like that's super impressive.
Thank you. Yeah.
So like you guys just like yo, we're gonna sing on this, we're gonna rap on this, or do you when you write it, do you think about that?
Do you guys plan it out like, okay, this is gonna be like a rapping song, or like we're gonna like try to mix it, and you're like, all right, this one's like strictly singing. Like, is there anything like that goes on to it? You're just like,
Honestly,
it just depends, honestly.
Yeah, like I would, we never really like limit what the other person's gonna do on the track, and I guess we probably both just kind of know like what the vibe is on a certain one.
Sometimes we'll both come up with like sort of like hooks almost, and then they're both good. We'll just kind of keep both or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Just have it as like a almost, you know, it doesn't have to be like a verse and then a hook and like it just whatever, you know.
Yeah, I was like kind of curious. Like that's kind of a nerdy question out there, but like me being on the production side of things, like I'm curious like what people's processes are, because like we've worked with a lot of people like over these years that we've been doing this too, and like everyone has their own way of doing it. So I'm always interested in like other people's way of doing it. And like another question is like listening to this, there's like it's hard to like think like where you guys heard like a certain sound like kind of inspiration. I don't know what you guys listen to, like just like listening to, like riding around to, but I kind of want to know like what kind of music inspires you guys to make music too, if it's even music that inspires you.
what more what more inspired you in the beginning? Like, what were you guys listening to at that time to where you were like, okay, like this is making me want to make music? Like, is there anything specific, or it was just like whatever at the time?
I mean, Kanye's always been my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what Kanye? Like, do you like all of it, or like what's your favorite?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I think that's part of the reason is that he's so like all over the place.
Yeah.
That like that I like him. Like, I don't know. He's got, you know what I mean? He made like College Dropout. He made Late Registration, but then he also made like Life of Pablo and Graduation, 808s, and they're also different. And so I don't know. It's always just like it just makes me like appreciate music, because it's like seeing that he's doing all these different types of sounds and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you know, anyone can kind of do that. But you see all these artists who are like doing the same thing,
Yeah.
and then they fall off and you don't hear about them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta move with the times and stay
Yeah.
different, inspired.
Yeah.
Be
so,
creative.
I don't
That's what you guys are definitely doing though. Like being creative. Like your guys' sound, like we said, is obviously like so different than what we're normally used to, especially on like a rye beat and anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
Okay, what
that's
about
cool.
you, Christian? Like, what kind of music like gets you in the zone?
Like he kind of said, I'd say people like Kanye, Travis Scott.
Travis
definitely,
Scott,
like,
yeah.
I feel like they definitely inspired to like make music, but I wouldn't even necessarily say like you would listen to like our music and be like, you would listen to our music and say like it's inspired by them. Like I don't know if necessarily our music is
Well, yeah,
inspired
not
by
the
them.
music, but just like you in general.
Yeah, definitely just super creative artists like that. Kid Cudi.
Yeah, Kid Cudi.
yeah, it's a good one.
Crazy.
Dude, the artists you guys are naming are like some of like the most like creative people like in
I
the
know.
entire
Yeah,
world.
in,
So
in
it
the
makes
game.
sense.
So
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah, I've listened to like 808s a lot recently. That album is crazy.
808s
Yeah.
is definitely one of my favorite like phases of Kanye. Like if 808s like never happened, it'd probably be, for me at least, probably Yeezus. I really
Mhm.
like
Yeah, I was just
Yeezus.
gonna say that.
But I'm like when I like thinking to myself, like the type of music that inspires me to like get inspired by music is like EDM music. Like I listen, that's like all I listen to is like electronic music. But if you listen to anything having to do with the pleasure pack, it's all rap. So I know what you mean when you say like it didn't inspire the music, but inspires you in general.
Yeah.
So is that more what you guys grew up listening to? Is kind of like the hip hop at that time, or was there anything else like guys like when you were young that you were listening to that kind of just like that you liked? Or
When I was growing up, like I didn't really have, because I just had an iPod, but it was like the music library my sister had.
okay,
Yeah,
So it was
okay.
like Jesse McCartney and like random shit
Yeah.
like
Fuck
that. That's
yeah.
on there.
That's
you know what I mean?
dope.
But then there would be like like a Kanye song like Love Lockdown.
Yeah.
or-
Ooh, it's a
you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, like
That's
you know what I
fun,
mean? And like
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know how old I was then, but like
back when you couldn't put your own music on your iPod, because I was there too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
my mom
dude,
would
I
have,
was there too.
my mom did it all, and I'd be like, all right, cool, like thanks.
yeah.
Like all right, put this song on there for me.
Okay, so as Beige or separately, like I don't know if you guys have your own projects really, but like what do you guys like? What's next? Like what's next after this tape? Which because everyone's gonna listen to this tape because it's gonna be fucking good, and I'm gonna be putting this shit everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But like what else? Like what are you guys having coming up next? Like or what do you want coming up next? You already said more shows. Like, that's
Mhm.
gonna happen. Like I already got you guys on some shows. You already
Yeah,
know I
why
got
not?
you.
We haven't sat down and super formally talked about it, but
What
I
about just
think-
like off your dome? Like
Yeah,
what
I
about
think-
you?
I think the kind of idea is we're gonna probably do a full length album next year.
Album.
Probably put a lot of time into it. I wouldn't like.
Yeah, like you know how we said we made this in like about 2 weeks, kind of,
Mhm.
and then like some of our other stuff has been like kind of fast like that too.
Mhm.
But we want to like sit down and like formulate like a sort of a whole entire like vision of an entire album.
Yeah, just like a
see
whole
what-
package.
I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and like you know what I mean. However long that takes, like that's how long it takes.
Yeah.
And,
you know?
like I think we have
some time on it.
one track.
Oh yeah.
We like that. We
And
made,
it's not even like a hip hop sounding song. It's got like guitar in it and like
Ooh, I'm
Okay.
excited for
woman-
that.
I'd say
vocals
it's
and-
more like almost like rock sounding. That one, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
but
like
that's-
that.
He's making a rock album.
But that's
Yeah.
for like the next. That's for like the next
That's
big thing.
probably like that's like the one song we have that's kind of gonna probably spearhead like the sound for the next
Okay.
thing. And I think we also talked about recently. It's funny that you said that. I think we're gonna put out some solo stuff.
Really?
In the
Yeah,
meantime, yeah.
Yeah.
Both
okay.
you guys are gonna do
Yeah.
solo
Uh-huh.
stuff? What? Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
wait
yeah,
a second.
wait.
Wait
Yeah.
a second. Does anyone know about this? This is news. This is a world premiere.
This is world premiere. Right
Oh,
here, pretty
okay.
much, yeah.
Okay, you heard it first here on the 545 podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, plug. Okay, so talking solo, like, what do you guys mean? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, like music or
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't even asked you. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we haven't talked much about. It's
Just say what
another
you
thing,
want, say
Another
what
thing
you
that's like super like organic. Like it kind of just happened. Like we both have like tons of just demos of stuff we worked on over time. Like
Mhm.
because we have a lot of stuff we have in common, and then we also have just some natural, just slight
Yeah, yeah,
differences
yeah.
in what we like to make and stuff. And I know me personally, I have like a lot of like already written verses that like I wrote during like kind of like emotional points in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah,
That's
like
when
some like stuff then. So sometimes there's stuff like that. It's like I don't even know if I want like another voice other than my own.
Yeah,
with
like
that.
that's your story.
Yeah.
It's your vibe. Yeah.
And then I know you kind of want to make something a little bit more like a rock type.
Yeah,
song.
I want.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I play guitar like a little bit.
Mhm.
Like I took lessons when I was in like 4th grade through like 6th grade or so.
Mhm.
But so I want to tap into that again, and like, you know, like rather than just my voice and like saying stuff, like I want to make this song. I want to make the instrumental, and so I
Mhm.
want to tap into that kind of area and like figure out how to produce some stuff a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
So
like
you
that.
want to
Get into
actually
that.
like get your own like guitar playing sounds on the-
Exactly.
yeah, like
yeah,
that's sick.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. You're a real
Yeah.
musician.
Yeah, like that's legit.
I appreciate that.
so trying to figure that out, and then I mean I'm gonna have people help me out too. You know what I mean? He's probably
Mhm.
gonna.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you guys,
yeah.
you guys got a
All
good
of
team.
that.
So
yeah, you
Right,
guys do.
so-
Solid. That's dope. That you guys want to do
Yeah.
stuff on your own, not just
Yeah,
together.
I
all the
brought it
time.
up to someone like not too long ago. And they're like they got like all like, oh damn, like you guys good, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like
I'm
they- yeah.
I'm like no, we're totally fine. Like just something, you know, like yeah, if we make our own music, it's whatever. And then on the meanwhile, we're just slowly just putting in work on this next Beige album. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna take a long time anyway.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's cool that you guys are going for like a certain like aesthetic for like the album, because I picture what you're saying, like instead of doing like all the small stuff here and there, like you want to actually like put something big into it, and then like not besides the music you want to do like other stuff that's aesthetically pleasing and like relates to it. I see what you guys are saying there. Like I picture that, and I think that's gonna be dope. Something bigger than what you guys have usually done, like the
And
smaller stuff.
Hopefully something that takes us to like a different level, because I feel like every single release we're just getting better and better, and then
Yeah,
it's getting to a point where I'm like, yo, like I think like you know, I want to try and get this to bigger audiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's always the goal.
That's dope.
That's like I think you guys are gonna do it too, because from just like I don't really know you guys that well, but like just from this conversation, like it sounds like everything you guys are doing is so natural, and you probably hear it or don't hear it, I don't know, but like from the outside looking in, like me being on the outside looking in, like you guys are killing it. Like I think it's so sick. Like I remember when you guys
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. I remember when you guys first put something out, I was like, who the fuck are these kids? Like maybe I saw you walking around like Art House or
Yeah.
something, but I was like, this is sick. And then like you guys like you guys said, you never stopped. Like
yeah, you were consistent with it. That's what I noticed too. Like you
Mhm.
guys just kept it going, and like
And-
we're strong with it. And like
yeah,
we're like,
and how you guys do get better, like everything.
Uh-huh.
Like when you sent me the tape before, like when we were planning this out, I was like, oh man, I'm excited to hear this. And I listened to it, and I was like, oh wait, oh shit, I gotta listen to this again. And
run it back.
that's
dope.
like any reaction is a good reaction. So that's awesome. Like I'm so excited for people to like dive in and listen to it too.
It'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Yeah, and before we close this thing out, like I know before we started, like you guys wanted to ask us anything. Is there anything you guys want to ask us?
What specifically 545? What is that?
This guy can take over that.
We actually haven't really talked about that like on camera, so nobody really knows. So that's cool. But when I was a kid, like when I was like a jit, my dad and his friends had like a friend group kind of like ours, like just like guys that would kick it all the time. And they like their spot, like they're like where they would go to kick it would be my grandparents' garage, and the address to that house was 545. Like, you know, like every like,
Yeah.
so they like whenever they would be like, all right, let's go hang out, they're like, all right, let's go to 545, or like, where are you guys at? 545, like just like that. So like that's how they know like my grandparents' house. Like till this day they'll be like, where's everything going down? Like, oh, 545. Like they just know like that's the spot, like that's where it's at. So it's I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where it's fucking at, bitch.
And so was this kind of your brainchild? You reached out to Andrew, or did you?
Well, yeah, like I thought about it, and then I was like, obviously I tell Andrew about it because like we talk about stuff all the time, and he was like, yeah, like he wanted to be on it, and I thought that'd be cool, like just have something for us to do. Like at first there was an idea of us just like we wanted to put like a green screen up,
Yeah,
and we wanted
yeah.
to sit in front of a green screen and just like talk about random crap, and then just put stuff on it, just for fun, just to be funny.
Yeah, but it kind of turned into like
A
people
full production.
Yeah, like people like when we put the first one out, like we got a really good response from it, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I know.
And people were just like, yeah, like we kind of just want more of you guys and like more of other people. So yeah, it just kind of turned into
That's
what it is
tight.
now.
I feel like because people see like you were saying, you know, you saw us and you didn't know who we were,
Mhm.
you know, but you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like people will see stuff and they're like curious about it, and then they
Yeah,
want to know
yeah.
more. And so I feel like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is like a thing.
Yeah, it's
that we
very
can look
like
at.
a lot of like I feel like there's a lot of people that do podcasts, but this is probably one of the most high quality podcasts I've seen. You know what I mean? Like
Thank
with
you,
the
man.
setup
This
and
is-
stuff.
appreciate
yeah.
it.
This
We
is
try.
my baby. It's been through a lot right here.
Yeah, that's
But-
what we were going for. We kind of just wanted to do something to where people can get to know us more rather than just like seeing us at like parties or seeing like anybody anywhere. Like
yeah, and like the people that we're interested in, like you guys,
Yeah.
like we want to put other people on too. So that's kind of what it turned into. And what was I gonna say? Wow, I totally forgot.
But yeah, that's how it came to be, and we're enjoying it. I mean, it's cool. We want to keep it going. We want to like broaden who we bring on and like what we talk about, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool and supernatural. It's like cool getting to know people like you guys. Like I barely knew you guys, and now I like have a better idea of like you guys, like what inspires you and like what keeps you guys going.
And I'm sure like a lot of people watching this will be like, oh, okay, like I didn't know that, or like they wanted to know more about you guys, and like now they're gonna know. Like
We'll be back when the solo stuff's coming out.
Yeah.
We'll be back on.
oh yeah, we'll do you guys' solo interviews.
Once you guys drop all that, that'd be fun.
So before we wrap this thing up, is there anything else you guys want to tell anybody watching?
Burn Tapes out now.
Yeah.
Beige, Turnt Rye produced the whole thing.
Beige, Turnt Rye.
On all
out here.
platforms. Look it up.
Except Amazon.
Except fucking Amazon.
I fuck with Amazon.
He's the only person we know that fucks with Amazon.
Whatever, bitch.
Shouts out Amazon.
It's fire though. It's real fire. Music video soon.
Yeah. Anything else for the people?
I mean, yeah, go listen to Burn Tapes. I don't know.
Listen to Burn Tapes.
I mean, this video's gonna come to an end, and you're gonna have to do something else. So.
The link will
we'll be able to link it.
The link will be down there. So yeah, go click on it. All right. Well, Beige, Christian, Andrew, just want to say thank you guys for joining.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks for being on the
thank
show.
you. Yeah, thank you guys for being here with us.
Yeah, it was dope. Everybody go listen to Burnt Tapes. Go check
listen
it
to Burnt
out. Go
Tapes
listen to everything
now.
else they do. Go check them out. Go check their pages, everything. Thank you for watching. I'm J-Rod. I'm your host.
I'm Archangel from the fucking Pleasure Pack, bitch.
And we got Beige. We're signing off. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe.
545 Podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, let it know, yeah.